for joining us this Thursday's edition. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is seeking amendment of the 2022 Supplementary Appropriation Act to allow the federal government spend 500 billion naira on fuel subsidy palliatives. In a letter read on the floor of the House on Wednesday's plenary by the Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, the president said the money will be sourced from the 2022 Supplementary Appropriation Act of 819.5 billion naira. The president explained that the request has become necessary following the removal of fuel subsidy and the need to provide palliatives to cushion its effect on Nigerians.
Of my highest consideration, signed Bola Ahmed Tinubu. While I hope that the House of Representatives will consider this request expeditiously, please accept, Right Honorable Speaker, the assurances of my highest consideration, signed Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
All right, to some reactions now. Chukwuemeka says, what happened to the $800 million loan collected as palliative at the climax of Buhari's government? Palliatives that do not have any effect whatsoever on the lives of the citizens. It's another avenue for sharing money among the political elites. For another user also said, Truth is tweeting, and he says, former Minister of Finance and Buhari government once told us they are sharing 5,000 naira to each person, each poor citizen. Till today, nobody could confirm or show the list of the people who received the palliative. That Nigerian government should at least make rice affordable since they stopped importation. And on 4 says, Tinubu removes fuel subsidy. Well-meaning Nigerians, why will he remove subsidy without providing palliatives? Tinubu seeks approval for 500 billion naira as palliatives for subsidy removal. Well-meaning Nigerians would say they don't start to the embezzle money. What is the color of your problem? For Casey, it says, hope the palliative will get to everyone. To make it easy, you all should send the money to our bank account the way CBN sent SMS to every Nigerian that had a SIM when the Naira note was redesigned. Well, for Serap, it says that following his request to the House of Representatives seeking approval to spend 500 billion naira as palliative for subsidy removal, we urge President Tinubu to immediately publish the details of the spending, including names of the beneficiaries. Well, someone actually responded to that, saying that unago go again. Well, let's see what happens. Also yesterday, the president received 18 members of the class of 1999 governors at the presidential villa. They were there to congratulate him on his emergence as the ECOWAS chairman expressed solidarity over his recent policies since assumption of office as Nigeria's president on May 29, 2023. Just to mention that they were the first set of states executive when Nigeria returned to democratic governance after military rule. And to Benue State now, the Asset Recovery Committee constituted by the Benue State government has raided the automobile workshop of the immediate past governor of the state, Samuel Ortom, towing away about 30 vehicles. Reacting through his media aide, the former governor says the act, which marks of lawlessness, is part of the plot by the current government to torment, prosecute and humiliate Ortom using every unconventional means, while the former governor continues to accuse his successor of witch hunting. The successor insists that the Asset Recovery Committee, inaugurated on June 22, was not to witch hunt anybody, but to recover government property sold and kept in the wrong hands. So briefly what he said, he says that Benue people were surprised. This is the governor now, sitting governor speaking. He says Benue people were surprised to see the number of cars recovered at a property belonging to someone they once held in trust. And he says, in fact, all patriotic Benue citizens should be happy and must commend the committee for daring to carry out the assignment given to them by the government without fear or favor. In reaction to this, Davido guy says this Governor Alia of Benue should take it easy with the PR, Osha. We all know Ortom failed, but you can't tell me with all the problems Benue State is facing, now only cars you feed don't retrieve since inauguration. For Gabriel, he says, what is he doing with 30 vehicles in a state like Benue State? It's so sad that governance is now an opportunity to amass wealth instead of a call to serve. For Daniel, he says, which campaign promises did Ortom, the ex-governor, fulfill during his tenure in government, instead enriching himself and depriving the citizens of their monthly salaries and pension? For another user, Crypto Forever, he says, I have never been wrong on Benue State. This man is already making the same mistake Ortom made in his first term, trying to be politically correct. The question he should answer Nigerians is who are the ones wiping out villages, possessing their lands and renaming them. And away from this now, from Benue, and the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCP, says it would ask Google to permanently delete from its Play Store all the digital money lending applications harassing and slandering customers. It says, while the ethical ones are welcome to do business in Nigeria, those that engage in defamation of consumers will be dealt with promptly. So this is what they said. He said our concern is if these lenders we've approved are still doing it, that's harassing customers, even if they do it just for once, we will permanently delete them from the Google Play Store. As we discover them, we go after them. He continued to say there are things they can do wrong where they will be given a second chance, but with respect to harassing consumers or defamatory messages, there will be no second chance. And he also talked to the people. He says people who truly have a problem and have failed to make a permanent or do not fail to make a payment should not be subjected to the inconvenience, the aggravation and frustration that accompanies these defamatory messages. Responding on Instagram, rather, is Choco Chioma, who says, if it's just the debtors, no problem, but why harass me with calls and text messages simply because someone has me on their contact? Did I guarantee the person? Did he or she share the money with me? Was I contacted by them, that's the lenders, to ask if they should give such a person a loan? Why should I be in the mix when it goes south? And Modi says, please shut them down before August ending. I'm begging for my guy. He borrowed money. And for Issue Gray says, almost small money I borrowed. They started sending messages to my contacts saying, I have HIV. And I collected money from them to buy drugs. And then I refused to pay or more. For this user, I said better replace it with better government credit system. The loans are helping the lives of many youth in Nigeria. And our last reaction to that is from this user who says, make a quick borrow be that so that once they ban them, I go see wait here again. Well, be right back. Let's see if he's going to favor you. And finally on the show today, Nollywood film industry has again been thrown into mourning with the loss of one of its members, 63-year-old Cynthia Okereke, who died in the early hours of Wednesday, July 12.